Today we gather to say our final goodbyes to an extraordinary man, Henry Grant. During this difficult time, God watches over us all. He's before us, easing all the pain we feel in our hearts and souls. Let us hear Alana's eulogy.
Hello. Henry and I met in high school during our sophomore year. He was on the debate team and I was on the school newspaper. I was writing an article about the state debate tournament which Henry was competing in. After the tournament, I managed to get an interview with him.
You know, I've been on the debate team for a long time now, but never have I been bored. There's always something new to learn.
Sounds like you're really passionate about this activity, Henry. What else are you passionate about?
Well, don't laugh, but I'm pretty passionate about Pac-Man. Could play for hours. Oh, what about you?
Well, since you made it embarrassing passion...
Hey! Mind your Pac-Manners. It's not embarrassing, it's... okay, yes, it's embarrassing. Well...
well, I have about 56 posters of John Cusack over my bedroom walls.
Ha, now that's passion.
I know.
Hey, you want to go get some pizza?
I'd love to.
Well, come on then, I'll drive. Hey, did you know the creator of Pac-Man generated Pac-Man's shape after removing the slots from his large pizza?
Havelock Ellis once said, "The art of living is a fine mingling of letting go and moving on." Alana was living in New York with her husband Henry Grant until one day tragedy strikes and leaves her unable to cope. In this speech, she tells a story about love, loss, and faith. God, If You're Really Out There, by Cynthia Riebesell. Somewhere in between our conversation involving his love for Pac-Man and mine for John Cusack, I realized he was the one for me. We got married and moved out of Minnesota to live in New York City. Being with him in the city was like living in a dream. He was such a goofball. I remember this one time we had been walking down the sidewalk, arguing about something.
Alana, I'm sorry. I didn't mean what I said. Your mother isn't a witch. I'm sure her soup is wonderful. I highly doubt she has poison to it whenever we're over at her house. Come on, Alana. Stop walking away from me. I'm sorry.
No, Henry. You're always making jokes like that about her. It's not fair, you know. She treats you wonderfully.
When you're in the room, yes.
I heard that, Henry. You're unbelievable.
Baby! Come back! You can blame it all on me!
Henry! What do you think you're doing?
I was just wrong and I can't live without you!
Stop singing right now! You're making a scene!
Forgive me then!
Okay, but only if you stop singing. He was an awful singer. Talking about all these memories really made me realize how much we've gone through. Now he's gone. For a week now, I've been sitting alone in our apartment. I still feel as though he's just going to come walking through that door at any moment, but I know he never will. It's just me now. What have I got to believe in anymore?
God? This guy on the cross? I mean, what has he done?
We were having such a great morning. I remember Henry being so excited about this idea that he was going to pitch to corporate. You got this, honey. Today's gonna be such a wonderful day for the both of us. All that work is about to pay off. We'll finally be able to afford that apartment. We'll be able to start a new family. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, dear. You get through that meeting first. I'll be here when you get home tonight. He ran out the door with such a happy bounce in his step. He kissed me goodbye and left for work. If only I know it'd be the last time I'd ever see him. Couldn't God have warned me? Somehow? About 8:30 a.m. I got a call from Henry. He was telling me that corporates had loved his idea. I remember thinking, we're really gonna make it. We have such a bright future ahead of us. We hung up, and literally no more than 20 minutes later, my phone began ringing again. It was Henry. I love you. Before I could respond, the line cut. I looked at the TV and saw the tower fall, floor by floor by floor. And I just stared, hoping that when I closed my eyes to blink, I opened them to find all this to be just a figment of my imagination. But I blinked and I blinked, and nothing! This terrible, awful act of terrorism was reality. Henry, a kind, sweet, huge-hearted man, was the victim of such cruelty. I held that someone so marvelous be killed by something so dreadful. It really is God's doing. Then where was God for Henry? You know, if Henry were here, probably scold me for only worrying about him. But Henry isn't alive. And to be able to accept that doesn't seem possible for me. But until I find the courage to move on, I have one last thing to say. God, they're out there. Just please, please tell Henry one thing for me. I love him too.